Hill Foundation advances the fight for home in a few really important ways. One is fighting for a roof over every head.
The fight for home might start as, your family unit, but the fight for home is a fight for your community.
When you think about East LA, you think about inner city struggle. They're organizing students and parents to fight for their communities, to fight for their education, and they recently were able to buy a building and make a home in East LA.
Inner City Struggle is a founding member of Eastside Leads, which was created in 2017. And Eastside Leads came about because of the threats that we are seeing in our community, specifically gentrification.
Queremos que ustedes, como líderes comunitarios,
the pandemic has severely impacted the housing crisis in the East Side.
September 16, 2020, an affordable housing development by the East LA Community Corporation burned down. It was an arson. The fire went into the apartment complex next door. In under 1 hour, they lost everything. They lost their documents, anything that proves your identity, gone.
Well, first I cried a lot because everything was gone. And I lost everything, but at least, I was able to walk away from that. My sister and I found out about Eastside Leads through one of our neighbors. They contacted us and they told us what's going on. We're gonna have a meeting as neighbors, and it started from there.
There were so many barriers that these families were facing that kept them at risk of being houseless. But they are active and they're engaged, and they became part of Eastside Leads, and now they are fighting for their rights. They are still getting informed. They are still meeting once a month. They are getting connected to other work within the coalition. They are guiding that work.
Cuando nosotros estuvimos luchando por si nos regresaban el depósito, el dueño nunca quiso hacerse cargo de darnos nada, ni de que las personas las pusieran en un lugar a salvo, jamás.
Liberty Hill was able to convene Eastside Leads and so many other organizations to create the Stay Housed LA program. Stay Housed LA came to be through the struggle for a right to counsel, a right to an attorney. And we have reached over 300,000 tenants countywide.
Pamela me contactó con una abogada. Ella se hizo cargo de mi caso y en 15 días resolvieron mi problema conforme a depósito y aseguranza.
We have distributed close to $500,000 in rapid relief funds with the support of foundations and donors like Liberty Hill.
The Liberty Hill community absolutely stepped up during the pandemic, which was incredibly inspiring to watch. We created a couple of rapid response funds to meet some really immediate needs around COVID, around the racial justice uprising, and our donors were more generous than ever.
I think that there's almost never been a more important time to support community organizations, organizers, activists.
We support organizations like A New Way of Life that literally is giving people a new way of life.
Everyone that works here in some way has been impacted, whether they've been in the criminal justice system themselves or know someone who has a close family member.
We're a transitional program where you come home from incarceration, you get housed with us. And so we have 11 homes, and I think we're at about 60 residents now.
I was so glad to come into this work because when I left prison, I couldn't see leaving without giving back. And this A New Way of Life affords the opportunity to welcome people coming from the circumstances that we had to live in.
We want them to get affordable, adequate housing, and to let them be on their own and know what home means. They get to develop what home is to them.
Our members, they bring other individuals to the meetings, and it's just grown. And Stephanie was one of those. And at every meeting, she was always raising family reunification.
For over 19 years, I struggled with addiction and cycled in and out of incarceration and dealt with homelessness. During my last time of incarceration, which was only 6 months, my daughter was adopted out without my consent. And so our family reunification team has been able to not only help me gain full custody back of my other daughter, but has also helped me find the adopted parents of my youngest daughter.
One of the biggest challenges of COVID was the jails scrambling to release women. So there were a lot of women coming home with no place to go. So a new way of life has expanded our safe homes.
There are no throwaway people, and so we just try to lift up everybody who comes here. And lifting one person up looks a lot different than lifting the next person up.
A new way of life is very special to me. I'm the gardener and also the maintenance. I'm grateful because I find joy and healing when I tend the garden. Inside, I've been treated like not a human being. Yeah, I made a mistake, biggest mistake in my life, but that doesn't mean that I'm less human.
It's a constant fight. It's a fight of acceptance. And you have to be accepted to feel like you're home. You have to be welcome to feel like you're home. And a new way of life, that's the thing with them, is that they welcome you.
Our goal is to increase our membership. And I know Liberty Hill has supported us for years, and we really appreciate the support.
The greatest responsibility, and I believe Liberty Hill really lives up to this, is figuring out a way that we can bring community-based organizations together so we can actually strategize and bring everyone's mission to the table and be able to continue to do this work to make sure that resources are available.
Liberty Hill is fighting for home in Los Angeles.
We're fighting for home in East LA.
I'm fighting for home for women in Los Angeles.
I'm fighting.
I'm fighting. I'm fighting.
I'm fighting.
We're fighting for home in Los Angeles.